Good morning, everyone. Today we are looking at a topic where healthy habits for the children's development. So, this is a topic that we are going to present today. The different kinds of habits that we have categorized basically for a young child below 10 years into four categories like eating, sleeping, hygiene, as well as education or study related habits will be presented by a child model, baby Madhulika Nirmalan, at a later part of this video presentation. Today, now I look at basically how these habits are formed, what is the use of forming habits, and then who can help young children to form healthy habits, and what is the basis, what happens at a neurological and brain anatomy level. And these are some of the important aspects that we will look at in the presentation now. So a habit is an automatic behavior that is kind of expressed in daily routine with ease without much conscious effort. So habit is something that is very easy to exercise, and it is a repetitive activity, and it is learned by associating with the cues um, uh, that are there in the environment. Like, say for example, washing hands before eating meals, which happens very automatically if they are doing it on a day-to-day basis, and without any conscious effort, these habits form the routine of all of us, not only for children, even for adults. So what is the use of these habits? Why habits, especially healthy habits, are important? Mainly, habits help us to do the activities with ease. They help us in saving the energy, saving our time, because a habit, when it becomes automatic, much effort is not required in order to put that habit into daily practice. So habits help us for saving the energy, for helping us to navigate through our daily routine with ease, and they help us, especially if children are interested in certain important activities, desirable activities, could be sports or art related activities, where activities can be made into habits by repetition over a period of time on a regular intervals. So these are some of the benefits or uses of forming habits. So looking at how these habits are formed. So habits are formed by imitating an adult or a parent in the environment. Imitation is one of the strong way of learning a habit. Associative learning. So when related cues in the environment are being provided in a particular situation, because of the association that they have. For example, like I said in the previous example, washing hands is associated just before having meals, or bedtime rituals, like, say for example, reading a book or brushing teeth before bedtime, are associated before sleep. So association is one other way where children acquire or learn habits. So experience is also one of the strongest way through which children acquire these habits. Rather than explaining them, it is the demonstration and experience that is provided to the children will help them to develop these habits very easily. So the best way of bringing in these habits is an adult following these habits, so that the child automatically models or imitates these habits in their daily routine. So who are the people who can help children to develop these important healthy habits? Basically, when we are looking at the home environment, where the parents are the main caretakers, where the next important and the long hours a child spends is the school. So teacher is another resource where they can bring in these habits related to the discipline and related to kind of confirming the rules, etc. And other, if there are additional caretakers by in the absence of the parents when they are out for work, it can be the grandparents who can help them. So we look at each area where who can help who can help the children in order to develop these habits. Looking at parents as one of the important persons who can bring in these healthy habits, there are different kinds of parenting styles. So authoritative parenting style is a parenting style where the rules are formed in collaboration by discussing with the children in a much more cooperative environment and in much more flexible way, where the children are considered to be high on their academic achievement. Many complex activities that children learn, like developing a kind of complex language, or for that matter academic achievement, are associated with high authoritative kind of parenting, where usually they are more friendly and more cooperative, and the rules are formed, disciplinary rules are formed in a much more kind of emotionally much more secure kind of an environment. So this is one kind of parenting environment where the habits can be formed. There are other kinds of parenting styles like authoritative parenting, where these parents are generally rigid in their rules, and then they give little choice to the children in order to participate in forming these rules. So other kinds of parenting styles like indulgent, so where these parents are usually very permissive, and then they really don't form any disciplinary rules for the children, and they are usually, the children are left to their own. So negligent kind of parenting is the other style of parenting, where um, uh, nothing much is kind of bringing a structure in the environment of the children. So these are different kinds of parenting. Of all, the authoritative parenting style is considered to be very strong in bringing the healthy habits for the children. So looking at the next kind of resource in bringing these healthy habits is the school, and the kind of relation that the children share with their teacher. So a kind of discipline and confirmation, encouragement and praise by all these means, teachers are providing a kind of structure and different social rules that the children has to follow in their environment. So an important way of controlling their behaviors, especially the self-regulatory and impulsive behaviors of young children, especially when children are spending their very important years of their development, right from 3 years till the school age of 15 or 16 years, where the self-regulation and control of impulses and able to comply to the rules and regulations of the classroom environment, all these are very important way of bringing in nourishing and helping the children in order to kind of exercise these healthy habits in the school environment. So looking at other kind of environments where children can learn is the peer group. So peer group is one other resource where children can develop the habits. Habits are does not mean only the healthy habits. Habits can also be unhealthy habits. So we are mainly focusing on the healthy habits. So the same rules apply to unhealthy habits as well. So when children are interacting with their peer group, and the kind of friendships that they made require a lot of accommodation and understanding and sharing, mutual sharing by the children, all these qualities will help them to develop certain habits through their peer group as well. Especially children below 7 years need parental guidance in their way of interacting with other peers, in terms of controlling their impulses and inhibition of their aggressive behaviors and so on. So media is one other way of bringing in the habits. Especially there are not much well established reports that the digital technology that we are so fascinated in today's educational area, bringing in high academic achievement. So far we don't have much reports in terms of high academic achievement using the digital technologies. So these are the various resources through which the children can be taught about the different kind of habits that they can cherish for a lifetime. So looking at what is the neurological basis of these habit formation. So when a habit is repeated a number of times, there are neurochemicals that are being exchanged. A dopamine, a feel-good hormone that helps in order to strengthen, especially the desirable habits that the child is very, finding it very rewarding, or the child enjoys doing these habits. So they form a deeper connection in their uh, um, brain pathways, and then when they are repeated, it actually eases the brain in order to kind of repeat these actions. When they are repeated over a period of time, the effort that is required for the brain in order to exercise these habits is much and much lesser. So, and hence the repetition has a great role. The associative learning and the modeling, all these aspects play an important role in developing a habit in young children. So looking at some of the, very briefly about the important habits that the child model is going to kind of explain to the viewers in the next part of this particular video, looking at the healthy eating habits. So eating habits form a very, eating and sleeping habits are the very basic biological habits that the child need to develop, and usually by 7 to 9 years these habits are firmly established. So eating plenty of fruits and vegetables, especially in the light of increased incidence of cardiovascular as well as digestion related cancers, it is very important that our children develop these healthy eating habits by eating plenty of fruits and vegetables. So further details will be provided by the child participant in the next part. And looking at the sleeping habits, mainly we have discussed at length about in our psychoeducation series, where insomnia and how healthy sleeping habits are developed. The same rules apply here for the children. Just to briefly summarize, the sleeping habits, where providing regular waking time and sleeping time, and no screen time at least an hour before the sleep, and following a routine of brushing and book and sleep. These are the three things that one can try to bring in as a routine for the children wherever they are, irrespective of whether they are at home or outside the home. bringing in these kind of routines will help the children develop healthy sleeping habits. And I will conclude my topic today by quoting Swami Vivekananda's words on the role or significance of habits. Never say any person is hopeless, because that person only represents a character, a bundle of habits, which can be checked by new and better ones. Character is repeated habits, and repeated habits alone can reform one's character. Thank you so much.
Good morning, everyone. Today I am going to explain about 4 important habits for all of us children. These habits are formed and stay with us for lifetime if we practice regularly and make them part of our daily routine. Eating habits, sleeping habits, cleanliness, and study habits. Healthy eating habits. Healthy foods are Healthy foods are nourishing by giving energy. So if we eat healthy foods, they nourish us by giving energy. Eat plenty of fruits, vegetables, milk products, and drink 6 to 8 glasses of water. So we should eat plenty of fruits, vegetables, milk products, and at least we should drink 6 to 8 glasses of water daily. Eat less spicy food. We should always eat less spicy food. If we eat more spicy food, we may get angry very fast. Always eat breakfast without skipping. So, in the night, after we eat, we may not eat after that. So, in the morning, without skipping, we should have our breakfast. Sweets after meal help in good digestion. So, 1 or 2 sweets is fine after our meal. Eat meals at right time. You should always eat meals at right time without changing the time. Eat a balanced meal that has all nutrients for good energy. So we should eat a balanced meal that has all nutrients and that gives us good energy. Maintain table manners by not spilling food. Lift glass to drink water and never waste food. Throw in trash. So we should always eat food without spilling on the table, lift glass and drink water, and always do not waste food. And you should always throw it in the trash. Eat home cooked food daily. You should always eat home cooked food daily. Clean fruits with water before eating. So some fruits may have dust on them while packing. So it is better to clean the fruits with water before we eat. Drink clean, filtered or boiled water. So we should not drink water directly. There may be germs. So we should always drink filtered or boiled water. Eat in clean plate, drink in clean glass and dry hands after washing, post meal. So we should eat in a clean plate, we should drink in a clean glass and dry our hands after we eat the meal. Healthy sleeping habits. Go to sleep early and wake up morning early. So we should always at the right time go to bed early and in the morning wake up at the same time early. So sleep same time every day. So we should sleep at the same time every day without changing. Stop watching TV, tablet, video games before sleep time, at least 1 hour before. So we should always stop watching TV, phones and video games before sleep. You may not get sleep at least 1 hour before. Sleep at least 8 to 10 hours daily. Kids need more sleep than adults. So kids should sleep at least 8 to 10 hours daily. Eat healthy gives good sleep. So eating healthy food gives you a good sleep. Take bath before sleep and wear clean and washed clothes. So you should always take bath before sleep and wear clean, dried and washed clothes. Good sleep helps your body get back energy we spend daily for our activities. So we may spend lot of energy and become tired. So good sleep helps the energy to come back by morning. Good sleep keeps you active all day. So you sleep good, it keeps you active all day. Sleep repairs body by taking out our tiredness. So sleep repairs our body, taking out our tiredness and sleepiness. Good sleep helps to be alert and learn better by giving good attention and concentration. So good sleep makes you feel refreshed, alert, and you can learn better by giving attention and concentration. Good sleep helps for better memory of the lesson you read daily. So good sleep also helps you keep the lesson which you read the other day in the memory. Good sleep makes you feel happy. So when you sleep good, you feel happy. Good sleep repairs your body when you have fever, cough, etc. So good sleep even repairs when you have fever, cough or cold. Good night, sleep tight. Now we will talk about cleanliness habits. Wash hands before eating and after using toilet with Dettol. So we should always wash hands before eating and after we use the toilet with Dettol. Brush teeth for 2 minutes 2 times a day after getting up and before going to bed. So we should at least brush for 2 minutes 2 times a day after getting up and before going to sleep. Clean mouth with water by rinsing after eating food. So in between that eat we may have some food left. So you should take some water and by rinsing it spit it out after eating food. Take shower bath daily 2 times to keep body clean before school and before going to bed. So we should take bath 2 times a day before school and before going to bed. Do head bath weekly 2 times. Long hair better to tie well. So we should do head bath weekly 2 times. If you have long hair, better to tie it up well. Comb hair daily. So we should always, without forgetting, comb our hair daily. Cut nails once a week. So we should at least once a week cut our nails. Keep your home clean by throwing trash in the basket. So we should never keep our home dirty by throwing all the trash all over the house. We should always keep it clean and throw the trash in the basket. Wear washed and dried clothes after bath. So we should always wear washed and dried clothes after we finish our bath. Clean nose, eyes, teeth while taking bath. So while we take bath, we should clean our nose, eyes and teeth. When we take bath, cover handkerchief over mouth when coughing, sneezing. So we should always cover our mouth when we cough or sneeze. Never share your toothbrush, towel, comb, caps, pillow with others. So all The personal things you use, you should never share. Give it to others and share. Study habits. Study daily by planning to make it a daily habit. So by planning the time, you should study every day. Read or study same time, same place every day. So if you are sitting in one place, you should always read there, study there, and you should always sit there. Take break in studies after 30 to 40 minutes for better attention and concentration. So after study, we may feel little tired. So we should at least take 30 to 40 minutes of break to get better attention and concentration. Study by understanding the meaning. So we should not just study just like that and just reading. We should understand the meaning. Start studying easy lessons first before starting complex lessons. So you may feel that complex lessons are difficult. So first you start easy lessons. And after you finish the easy lesson, when you start complex lessons, you can take more time in the complex lesson. Sit in a place with good light, fresh air and noise-free room. Keep your brain active. So we should always sit in a place where there is good light, air and noise-free place for good attention. And we should keep our brain active in the studies. Organize your study place table to find your things easily. So we should always keep our study table clean by organizing to find it easy. Make schedule of study. What to study today. So whatever your teacher told in the class, make a schedule and study that today. Have a study goal. Example, if I have 1 hour, I will study one lesson in science for 30 minutes and one lesson in English for 30 minutes. So if you have 1 hour, you can study one lesson in English for 30 minutes and one lesson in science for 30 minutes. Read from textbook always. So we should always make the habit of reading from the textbook. Make flashcards easy to carry. So we may find some words are difficult. So let's take a small piece of paper, write on that paper what word you don't know, and when you find little time, you can hold the flashcards and you can practice reading. Reward yourself after studying by doing something you like eating some snack, listening to your favorite music, etc. Chocolate. So after you finish your study, you can do whatever you like, or eat some snacks which you like, or listen to your favorite music. No tablet, phone, video games during or in between study time. So you should always not see tablet, phone, video games in between the study. It will distract you. Review or repeat what you studied whole week in the weekends to remember better by your brain. So you should the whole week what you studied, you should repeat it and in the weekends, and it will be in your brain, and when exams come, you can remember it easily. Happy studying. This is for today. Thank you. Have a good day.